Man on a mission today. I just came up with an awesome idea. I'm gonna ride in a little bit, I'm gonna use my rollers, and I've been telling you guys that these rollers have been helping so much. So what I'm gonna do is make some homemade rollers for you guys. I'm gonna head to Home Depot right now. Probably gonna go have to wait in some big line outside, and it's raining, of course. But I'm gonna show you guys exactly what you need to go make homemade rollers. I'm not the most handy person ever, but I've got full confidence in myself that I can do this. It's pretty simple materials that I'm gonna be using. So I came up with this idea in my head that I'm fully confident that it's gonna work. I just think this would be a fun little project, a little DIY project for you guys to do, whether you're looking for something to mess around on your BMX bikes, you're looking for something to train on your road bikes, you're looking for something to train on your mountain bikes, whatever works. I think this is gonna be a cool thing that you can do on a day like today. All right, so I'm thinking these rollers need to be about 4 foot long, maybe a little more than a foot wide. So I'm thinking if I get a 2x8 by 12 foot and cut it down from there, I think that would be the goal. That's the one. One of those. Never mind on that piece of wood. The saw broke. And if I can't cut that, I can't fit it in my car. I think I might get some of this pre-cut stuff. All right, got our wood. 2x6 by 4 foot. I got 4 of them. All right, so I'm not sure if your Home Depot has this, but we have some pre-cut pipe. I think I'm probably just gonna use the 2-inch. I think 2 inches is enough, but we're gonna need 3 of these. I think these are cut at 2 feet. Now we need 2-inch end caps. And we're gonna need 6 end caps. Now we need some threaded rod. All right, here we are. Threaded galvanized rod, 36 by 1/2. Those look pretty good. As the inserts, we're gonna need 3 of these little pieces of PVC pipe. Those are a 1/2 inch by 2 foot. Lock nuts. I already have it at my house, but you will need some sort of pipe glue. So I just got done at Home Depot and I spent about 80 bucks. I know there's cheaper ways to do this, I'm sure, but I'd say worth it. The last thing we're actually gonna need is a bike tube. I'm gonna go to the bike shop right now and go find myself a tube and say what's up to everybody. Walking SC Bicycles real quick. Find 3 different size tubes out of the garbage. Say what's up to BK. And we're out. Look at all these bikes. This is crazy. It's just never ending. So, I just had breakfast. Now I feel a lot better. The object of today is to make some homemade rollers, some DIY rollers. So everyone's been asking, where do you get the rollers from? All this other stuff. You can get the rollers from scbicycles.com. I do have a pair of rollers on that website right now. That's my family's bike shop. They are for sale. They're very high quality rollers. They are probably in the $200, $300 range. So they are a little bit more expensive. They are gonna last a lot longer and they are gonna feel really, really good compared to the ones I'm gonna be building today. But the object of today is to build a cheaper alternative to buying rollers, especially when you don't know if you're actually gonna use them. And it's fun to do because it's a DIY project and I love DIY projects. So obviously right here, I do have my normal rollers. These things work perfect. They have adjustable mounts on them, and they have this rubber band with a little groove on it. It's absolutely perfect. This is what I got today. So I ended up spending about $80. $80, and I think I got the best materials that I could get, and I've got a really good idea in mind. So I'm hoping that all works out the right way. I got 4 of these 6-inch wide, 4-foot long boards. 3 of these 1/2-inch pieces of PVC pipe. They're 2 foot long. I got 3 of these 1/2-inch threaded, some sort of material, galvanized beams. Those are like 36 inches long. I got 3 of these pieces of Charlotte pipe. So it's just some black PVC pipe. I just got it because it was a little cheaper than the white pipe that was there. Those are 2 foot long by 2 inch. I then got 6 2-inch end caps to put on the edge of all those pipes. And then I have 6 of these lock nuts to go on the edges of those threaded pipes. And then I ran to the bike shop real quick and I got 3 tubes because I don't actually know what size I'm gonna need, but I will let you guys know to narrow down your search. I assume this is where all the hard work comes in. So I set the BMX rollers up at 46 inches and the road bike roller is set up just under 47.5 inches. My dad, Big Scott, is helping me out. We've got the heater going. We've got table going. We're gonna get the wood cut. So the width of my other rollers are about 16 inches. So I was gonna make these 2 feet wide, which I don't think it needs to happen. So I'm gonna cut everything down a little bit. So these are gonna be my 2 sides. And the winner's gonna be the 26-inch tube. That one should fit perfect. That is an accurate representation of how my legs feel when I go on every single one of my runs. Go time. So now we have the length of our rollers and we have the sides of our rollers. Now we're just gonna have to bolt everything together. Okay, next side. So now we just have to put the other side on. So we're gonna pre-drill the 3 holes on each side and then mount that. And this is gonna be our bottom part, just to put the stability in between the rollers. Okay. It looks terrible in here, but it's not over. My dad may or may not have just cut his hand, and he's back.
No problem.
How's it look?
Bandage.
And he's back in business. So we had a little mishap, but not a big deal. We are gonna move on.
Gloves.
That's why you wear gloves. We started rushing things, and that's where it all falls apart. We're also using tools that majority of people are gonna have at home, and we're trying to make it the easiest possible. So what we did is I just drilled out the first cap, so it does fit the PVC pipe snug.
Beautiful.
So that's exactly what we needed, and it's basically perfectly centered. Pretty dang close. So we found out that on the insides of our caps, instead of using this outside, if you just flip it over, there's a perfect circle inside. So as long as you kind of follow that, we should be okay. So one cap we did drill crooked. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to use it. We might be able to salvage it in some way. It's pretty crooked though. We are using a step bit on a drill and a vise. This is gonna make it way sturdier. We saved it. Well, my dad saved it. He rigged up something and it worked, whatever it was. We stole it from some other piece in the garage. Just try not to mess up what you buy. We'll keep it simple. Or buy an extra cap, just in case. Sweet. Now we just need to finish making the rollers, and then we could drill through the wood to hook them all up. So I just had to make sure it fits real quick, and then before I tighten it up, I'm gonna get my last one going on the front so that I can put my tube on as my rubber band. It's starting to look like something. So 46.5 inches. and that will be the length for my road bike. And at 45.5 inches will be the length of my BMX bike. Got a big dilemma. I just cracked the wood. This is not going the way I wanted. Drill lower than you think. It's the best thing I can say right now. Learn from my mistakes, drill lower than you think. I will fix it. So we've got our last axle ready to go through, and I just grabbed my tube. You have to pull the valve stem off, and then hopefully, even though I split the wood, it doesn't affect it too much because it is only the front roller, so it shouldn't be as big of a deal. It's a moment of truth. We have fine-tuned our rolling system to the point where it fully rides. Dad, grab that. Maybe not the scale of the $250 and $290 roll. So it does it. This is it. This is our budget-built DIY roller system. By no means is it perfect. Let me show you what we had to do. The issue with the tube is that the tube likes to roll in different directions a lot. So you do need something 100% to guard on the rollers, which I did not prep myself for. Originally what we did was we put the tube on the sides right here so it wouldn't roll up to the top. That didn't work. So we put screws to stop it. When we put the screws, the tube rolled up on top, and we noticed that it stays directly in the center of the screws the whole entire time. So all we did is drilled multiple screws into the sides of this, and that somehow managed to work really well. So obviously every little opening is like a dead spot. So if you have multiple screws to spare, just screw more screws in and it'll get a lot smoother. Overall, it worked. It did exactly what we intended it to do. So for a couple bucks, you can make your own homemade roller system without having to have any crazy tools. And like I said, an old bike tube, a couple of parts from Home Depot, which they will cut from you as long as their saw machine is working. And it's gonna cost you about 70 bucks, give or take. I'm not gonna say that you're gonna be able to ride hours and hours on this because it doesn't feel that amazing, but it does exactly what we are in search to do. For everyone watching this, by no means am I gonna call this a complete success, but it did do what I planned for it to do. I came up with this idea, so I don't know if it was actually gonna work from the start. I tried, and it generally did the trick. It looks pretty cool. And I'm sure plenty of you watching this can fine tune it yourselves. I am not an engineer. I am not a genius. I am just your average Joe guy who decided to try and make rollers for the first time. So I'm not gonna say I totally understand what went wrong. For the road bike and everything, listen guys, it does work. So if you do want something to do, it does it. But I do think they can be a lot better, and you could get a lot more creative. I will accept that I lost this match against the roller system. I am planning on revamping this though and seeing what else I need to do to make a way better homemade roller system. For now, I'm gonna use my red rollers because those things work absolutely perfectly, and I would recommend going to your local bike shop and getting a real deal roller setup, because there's nothing that works the same as a professionally built roller setup. This is just something fun to do and something for us to try out. I gave it a go. Thanks to my dad, Big Scott, for helping me out with this whole thing. It was a lot of fun, and we had a good time bonding doing something, which was really cool. So I did enjoy that a lot. For the rest of the day, I'm gonna go eat, and then I have some workouts that I need to get done. Rollers, I am not the guy to go to for it. I think if there's anything to take from this, it's okay to fail. Let's put it like that. Go out and try and do something. Go out and try and build something, whatever you have to do. Just know not everything goes perfect every single time. I spent a couple bucks and had a really good time building something for the day. For anybody watching this, if you enjoyed it, like it, comment, whatever you want. You can tell me I'm a dummy and I'm not good at building things. I understand. It's not my specialty. I'm just a bicycle mechanic. That's it. Regardless, thanks for watching this video, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I hope everyone has an awesome day. Go step out of your comfort zone. Do something cool, all right? Enjoy.